Hello friends, in last lecture we saw how to find the HCF of two numbers as well as how to find the HCF of three numbers using Euclid's algorithm. Now in this lecture we will see one more application of the Euclid's algorithm. So here is the very first question that I am going to take from page number 6, example 2. Okay, question is, show that every positive even integer, show that every positive integer, every positive even integer is of the form, every positive even integer is of the form 2q, is of the form 2q, and that every positive odd integer, and that every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. Okay, so here we have to prove this, that every positive odd integer is of the form 2q and every every positive even integer is of the form 2q and every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. So we will start. Suppose A is, okay, let us see. I will give you a stepwise solution and then I will explain you in a proper way. So suppose A is any integer. A is any integer and b is equal to 2. See, we have Euclid's algorithm, that is a is equal to bq plus r. Okay, so I am assuming that a is represent any integer and I am assuming the value of b is equal to 2. Now this, why I am taking b equal to 2, why not 3, why not 4, and so this will get help from this, as we have to prove something in this form where the numeric value over here is 2. So by this we will get an idea that what the value of b we should take. So here I am taking a is any positive or a is any integer. Okay, a is any integer and b is equal to 2. Okay, now if you remember the Euclid's algorithm that says a is equal to bq plus r, this also states one more condition, that r must be greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to b, isn't it? This is the Euclid's statement, that every integer can be written in the form of a is equal to bq plus r, where r should be greater than equal to 0 and less than b. So here I assume that b is equal to 2, therefore possible values of r. Okay, now according to Euclid's algorithm, a is equal to bq plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0, less than equal to b. Therefore a is equal to 2q plus r, because I assumed b is equal to 2, so a is equal to 2q plus r, and r is greater than equal to 0, less than b. Therefore possible values of r Therefore, possible values of R are, okay, here B is 2. So Now r must be greater than equal to 0 and less than 2. So possible values of r are 0 and 1. Therefore, possible values of a are, okay, if these are the possible values of r, then what is the possible value of a? A is equal to 2q, okay, then possible value of a are, a is equal to 2q plus 0, therefore a is equal to 2q, and a is equal to 2q plus 1. Okay, these are the possible values of a, isn't it? If I put r equal to 0, so I will get a equal to 2q, and if I put r equal to 1, I will get a equal to 2q plus 1. Now this is a positive integer. A is any positive integer. Okay, make it positive integer. Now when I have, now a is equal to 2q, therefore I can say a is multiple of 2, isn't it? 2q is multiple of 2. As a is multiple of 2, definitely a is divisible by 2. That means a is an even number. It is divisible by 2, it means it is an even number. Therefore a is equal to multiple of 2. That means a is divisible by 2. As a is divisible by 2, I can say a is an even number. So here I can say therefore every positive integer is of the form 2q. Now when a is equal to 2q plus 1, so here I can say therefore a is not divisible by 2, isn't it? A is not divisible by 2. Therefore I can say every positive odd integer, every positive even integer, here every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1, hence proof. Okay, so please note it down, then we will see the next question. Next question, let us see the next question, example number 3. Okay, example 3 says that show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1 and 4q plus or 4q plus 3. Show that any positive odd integer, example 3, show that any positive odd integer, show that any positive odd integer, show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3 or 4q plus 3 or 4q plus 3 where q is some integer. Okay, where q is some integer. Okay, so here we have to prove that if there is a number in the form of 4q plus 1 or it is in the form of 4q plus 3, definitely it will be odd. So we will start with the same. Suppose a is any integer or any positive integer, a is any positive integer and b is equal to 4. Now, as I told you in the previous sum, over there it was 2q and 2q plus 1. So I wrote b equal to 2. Here it is 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 2. So this gives me hint that what should I take the value of b, that is 4. Okay, now according to Euclid's algorithm, a is equal to bq plus r with the condition that r is greater than 0 and greater than equal to 0 and less than b. Okay, therefore now a is equal to 4q plus r where r should be greater than equal to 0 and less than 4. Now possible values of r, this expression gives me the possible values of r. R must be either equal to 0 or greater than 0. So if we start with equal to 0, then 0, 1, 2 as well as 3. These are the possible values of r. Therefore, possible values of r are 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are the possible values of r. Therefore, possible values of a. Okay, now when I put r equal to 0, a will be equal to 4q, isn't it? If I put r equal to 1, this will become 4q plus 1. If I put r is equal to 2, this will become 4q plus 2. And if I put r equal to 3, this will become 4q plus 3. Okay, now among these two, this 4q and 4q plus 2, clearly both are divisible by 2, isn't it? Both are divisible by 2, so we can say they are even numbers. And 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3 are not divisible by 2, so they are odd. Okay, but let us see how to write. Now 4q and 4q plus 2 are divisible by 2. Therefore 4q and 4q plus 2 are even. Okay, now we'll come to these two. We'll do these two separately because here we have to show they represent the odd integer. So, but first of all, note it down, then we'll see how to solve it further. Okay, now let us see how to solve it further. Okay, now we'll take these two cases separately. That means 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3. Okay, now a is equal to 4q. Now when a is equal to 4q plus 3. Now when a is equal to 4q plus 1, then a can be written as 2 into 2q plus 1, isn't it? 2q plus 1. So therefore a is equal to 2m plus 1. Here you have to write what that m stands for. M is equal to 2q. Now see, in the previous sum we saw that 2m plus 1 always represents an odd number, or any odd or every odd number is in the form of this. So as 2m plus 1 is odd, therefore a is odd. As a is odd, that means 4q plus 1 is odd, isn't it? That is the thing that we require to prove, that 4q plus 1 is always represent any positive odd integer. So here I can write, therefore 4q plus 1, or better to write in the format in which it is given in the question, therefore any positive integer, any positive odd integer is of form 4q plus 1. Okay, because this is odd number. Now we'll do the same thing for 4q plus 3. Okay, so now when a is equal to 4q plus 3, so I can write a is equal to 4q plus 2 plus 1. So a is equal to, now I can take 2 common from these two, so 2q plus 1 plus 1. Therefore a is equal to 2n plus 1. Okay, here n is equal to 2q plus 1. Okay, ultimately what I am writing, whenever I need to prove that any expression is in the form of odd integer, I always represent it in this form, 2a plus 1 or 2 into something plus 1, as I did in the very first question. So here again this 2n plus 1 represent odd number, that I already know. That means a is an odd number, and but a is equal to 4q plus 3, that means this is also odd number. So here again I write, therefore any positive odd integer is of form 4q plus 3. Okay, so hence proof, we proved these two separately. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see the next question. Next, we'll see example number 5. Okay, next we will see example number 5. Example number 5 says, consider the number 4 raised to n. Consider the number 4 raised to n. Okay, there is a number 4 raised to n where n is a natural number. Where n is a natural number. Okay, n is a natural number. Check whether there is any value. Check whether there is any value of n for which 4 raised to n ends with the digit 0. Ends with the digit 0. Okay, so in short, this question says that check whether the number 4 raised to n will ever end with the digit 0 or not. So think for a while that how you will solve it, and then I will give you its detailed solution. Okay, now let us see how to solve this. See, the very first thing that should you understand, here we want to know whether 4 raised to n ends with 0 or not. That means whether it is 4 raised to 1, okay, or 4 raised to 2, or 4 raised to 3, or 4 raised to 4, or 4 raised to 5, and so on. So this is 4, this will be 16, this will be 64, 256, and so on. So either it ends with 6 or it ends with 4, but here we have to show it in this way. So how we'll show this? See, for a number, if we want, or if there is a number that ends with a 0, then definitely it should be divisible by 10. And if a number is divisible by 10, then definitely its factor should contain at least 1, 2 and 1, 5. Okay, so here we'll find the factors of 4 raised to n and we'll see whether there is 5 and 2 both or not. So we'll start with this. For a number to be end in 0, for a number to end with 0, it should be divisible by 10, isn't it? If there is a number, it ends in a 0, then definitely it should be divisible by 10. Therefore its prime factors must contain at least 1, 2 and 1, 5, isn't it? When we find the prime factors of that number that should contain 1, 2 and 1, 5, then and only then it is possible that it will be divisible by 10, then and only then it is possible that it will end with 0. Now 4 raised to n is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 raised to n, isn't it? Or it's okay, 2 multiplied by 2 raised to n. Therefore 4 raised to n is equal to 2 square 2 raised to n. Therefore 4 raised to n is equal to 2 raised to 2n. That means factors of 4 raised to n contains only 2's, isn't it? This, see, if I write 2 raised to 3, that means it contains 3 2's. Okay, if I get factors like 2 raised to 5, that means there are 5 2's. Similarly, there are 2 and 2's in this, that means no 5 is there. Okay, therefore factors of 4 raised to n contains only 2's and not 5. Therefore 4 raised to n, okay, therefore 4 raised to n never ends, therefore 4 raised to n never ends with the digit 0, for any value of n, for any value of n, whatever is the value of n, it will never ends with 0, isn't it? See, this gives you the, if I put small n is equal to 1, it will be 2 raised to 2, that means 2 times 2. If I put n equal to 3, it will be 6, then it means it contains 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that means 6 times 2 in multiplication. If I put n equal to 4, then it will be 2 raised to 8, that means there will be 8 2's in its factor. In short, it does not contain any 5. As it does not contain any 5, it is not possible to divide it by 10, and hence it will never end with the digit 0, whatever is the value of n. So please note it down, then we will see the next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. Okay, now we'll see some questions from exercise. So exercise 1, question number 2. Okay. Exercise 1, question number 2. Show that any positive odd integer, show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1, 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5, is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. Okay, so again this is a question of the type which we solved in today's lecture itself. So here the very first thing that we'll get, that b should be 6, isn't it? Value of b must be taken as 6, and then we have to show that 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5 are positive odd integers. So let us start. Suppose any positive, suppose a is any positive integer, suppose a is any positive integer and b is equal to 6. Okay, we assumed that a is any positive integer and b is 6. Now by Euclid's algorithm, you can write a is equal to bq plus r, isn't it? With the condition that r must be greater than equal to 0, less than b. I assume that a is any positive integer and I suppose b equal to 6. Why? Because this is 6q. 6q plus 4, 6q plus 8. Here it is not 4 but 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5. That gives me the idea about that what b should be taken. Therefore, a is equal to 6q plus r, and here r is greater than equal to 0, less than 6. Now this gives me the possible values of r. Therefore, possible values of r are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Isn't it? It gets start from 0 and it will go up to the 6. Up to the 6 but less than 6. So 5. Therefore, possible values of a are. Now as these are the possible values of r, now when we put these values at the place of r, I do get the possible values of a, that is 6q plus, then 6q plus 1, then 6q plus 2, up to 6q plus 5. So 6q, 6q plus 1, 6q plus 2, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5, 6q plus 6. Okay, these are the possible values of a. Now among these 6 values, if we see the first one and the second one, sorry, third one and the, not this, and the third one. First one 6q plus 1 plus 2, 3, okay, I skipped the one, this, and 6q plus 5. So from this first one, then skip the second, then third one, skip the third, then fourth one. These are, we can say, simply divisible by 2, isn't it? 6q is divisible by 2. We can divide it by 2. We can also divide it by 2 if I take 2 common. This is also divisible by 2. These 3 are divisible by 2. So we can say these are even numbers. So now 6q, 6q plus 2 and 6q plus 4 are divisible by 2, are divisible by 2. Therefore 6q comma 6q plus 2 and 6q plus 4 are even numbers, or simply I can say are even. Okay, now these 3 remaining cases we have to take separately to show that they are odd. Okay, now 6q plus 1, case 1. Okay, now when a is equal to 6q plus 1, so I can write then a is equal to, if I take 2 common, or if I write the 6q in this form, therefore a is equal to 2n plus 1. Okay, now can I say this is in the form 2n plus 1 or 2q plus 1 or 2p plus 1, and we know whenever we have this form we can say that the number is odd. Okay, 2n plus 1, let it be equation number 1. Here I do write n is equal to 3q. Okay, now when a is equal to 6q plus 3, then at that time I can say then a is equal to 6q plus 2 plus 1. Therefore a is equal to, now if I take 2 common, here I will get 3q plus 1 plus 1, isn't it? I took 2 common from these two. So when I take 2 common, here I will get 3q, here I will get 1. Therefore a is equal to 2m, this is m plus 1. Let it be second. So here I can write m is equal to 3q plus 1. Now in the same way I will take this one and this I write again a is equal to 2p plus 1, whatever, and then from first, second and third I can say that any positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1 or 2q plus 3 or 2q plus 5. But first of all note it down, then we'll come to the remaining part of the solution. Okay, now we'll see how to solve it further. Okay, now third case. Now when a is equal to 6q plus 5, then a is equal to 6q plus 4 plus 1. Therefore a is equal to, now from these two I can take 2 common, so 3q plus 2 plus 1. Therefore a is equal to 2. See, here I use variable n, here I use variable m. Whatever variable I can use other than the variables used are in the solution. So here I will use p, 2p plus 1. What is p over here? P is equal to 3q plus 2. Okay, so let it be equation number 3. So here I do write, see, this is represent the odd number. Whenever we have 2 into something plus 1, that always represents odd. This is also represents odd. This also represents odd. So I can say over here, now from first, second and third, now from first, second and third, from first, second and third, I can say any positive odd integer, any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5, hence proved. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, now we'll see the next question, that is question number question number 4th. Then we'll come to the question number 5th. Okay, so exercise 1, question number 4th. Question number 4th. It says use Euclid division lemma. Okay, use Euclid's division lemma to show that the square of any positive integer, to show that the square of any positive integer is square of any positive integer is of the form 3m, is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 or 3m plus 1 for some integer m, for some integer m. Okay, so here we have to show that if we make the square of any positive integer, then either it will be in the form 3m or it will be of the form 3m plus 1. That means square of any integer will be exact multiple of 3 or it will exceed the multiple of 3 by 1. Now if you remember, this is the one of the property of the squares. See, you can check it by taking any number. Suppose if I take a number is 2 square is 4, so 4 can be written as 3 plus 1, that is 3 into 1 plus 1. That means multiple of 3 plus 1 exceeds 1. If I take suppose 7, then it is 49, that is 3 into 16 plus 1. It is a multiple of 3 exceeds 1. Or if I take 3 square, that is 9, that is exact multiple of 3, isn't it? The square of any positive integer is either exact multiple of 3 or it exceeds the multiple of 3. Now that we have to show with the help of the Euclid's division lemma. Now till now we saw so many questions related to this concept only. So here take one note. See, whenever you have to take any positive integer or any positive even integer, for positive even integer we take 2q, or in the series of 2q then it will be 2q only, or we can say 4q plus 4q and 4q plus 2. Okay, what I want to say that if you have to take an example of even number, then either go with this or go with these two. That means if you take b as 2, this is the only term which is even integer. If you take b equal to 4, then these two are the even integers. If I take series of 6, then 6q plus 2 and 6q plus 4. These three represent the positive even integers. Okay, so write in this way, take 2q or 4q and 4q plus 2, or 6q plus 2 and 6q plus 4. Okay, dot dot dot. This is the note 1. Now this is for positive even integer. Now if I have to take positive odd integer, so for positive odd integer we take not 3q. Okay, why not, that I will let you know. 2q plus 1 or 4q plus 3. If I have to go in the series of 4, or 4q plus 3 and 4q plus 1. Okay. Or if you want to take in the series of 6q, then 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 and 6q plus 5 and so on. Now for even integer we will take this series, for odd integer we will take this one or these two or these three. Okay, now suppose you have to take just integer. See, these all represent even integer, whatever is the value of q. If you put 1, this will be 2. If you put 2, 4, that is even. If you put q equal to 3, still it will be even. Okay, over here as well. Now when we have to take, okay, that I am writing over here, note 3, for integers. Now when it is not written that even or odd, we have to select only integer. For positive integer, we take 3q plus 1 and 3q plus 2. Okay, you can check. If you put q equal to 2, it will be even. If you put q equal to 1, it will be 3, that is odd. That means for different values of q, sometime it is even, sometime it is odd. So this I can say represents all integers, not only even integers, neither only odd integers. So note down these three notes and then we'll see this question, because over here we have to show the square of any positive integer. They are not saying that we have to take even integer. They are also not saying that we have to take odd integer. So we'll go with these three. So, but first of all, note it down. Okay, so now we'll see how to solve this question. Okay, so we'll start. See, what we have to use Euclid division algorithm or lemma. So we'll start. Suppose A is any positive integer. Okay, suppose A is any positive integer. Now when A is equal to 3m or A equal to 3m plus 1, we have to show that the square of that number is either A is any positive integer. Okay, so now we have to make square of this to represent this in this form as well as in this form. Okay, so suppose A is any positive integer. Now A is equal to 3q. Now we will make its square and we prove that this can be written in the form either this or in that. So try it by your own, then I will give you its solution. Okay, so suppose A is any positive integer and B is equal to 3. Okay, B is equal to 3. Now, according to Euclid's lemma, A is equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than equal to 0 and less than B. Therefore, A is equal to 3Q plus R and R is greater than equal to 0 less than 3 because I took B equal to 3. Therefore, possible values of A are 0, 1 and 2, and hence or therefore possible values of B, not possible values of, here it should be R, here it should be A. Possible values of A are 3Q plus 1 and 3Q plus 2. Now we have to see all three cases when A equal to 3Q, when A equal to 3Q plus 1 and when A equal to 3Q plus 2, whether the square are in this form or not. Now when A is equal to 3Q, therefore A square is equal to 3Q whole square. Therefore A square equal to 9Q square. Therefore A square is equal to 3 multiplied by 3Q square. Therefore A is equal to 3M. Yes, we need to prove this only. We have what it is required to prove, that if you make the square of any integer. Now this 3Q represents the integer. This does not represent even or odd. Sometimes it represents even, sometimes it represents odd. So simply we can say 3Q always represent an integer. Now if you make it square, here I got 9Q square. Now I have to write, or I have to actually show that this square can be represented in the form of 3 multiplied by something. So I wrote in this 3 multiplied by this. Here I do write M is equal to 3Q square. Let it be equation number 1. Now when a is equal to 3q plus 1. Then a square is equal to 3q plus 1 whole square. Therefore, a square is equal to, now over here I can apply the identity of a plus b whole square, isn't it? So this gives you 9q square plus b square, that is 1 square, or let me write one step extra for your better understanding. A square plus 2 into a into b plus b square. Therefore, a square is equal to 9q square plus 6q plus 1. So a square is equal to, now definitely it is not possible to take 3 common from all the terms. So it is not possible to write this in this form, that is 3m form. But definitely it is possible to write this form. So we have to show that either it is possible to represent it in 3 into something or 3 into something plus 1. So from these two I can take 3 common. Even though I can take 3q common, but I am taking only 3 common because my purpose is being solved just by taking 3 common. So 3q square plus 2q plus 1. Therefore, a square is equal to 3m plus 1. Here again I do write that m is equal to 3q square plus 2q. And this is my equation number 2. Now in the similar way I will solve 3q plus 2, and definitely that will be either in this form and or in this form, and then I can conclude that square of any positive integer can be represented in the form of 3m or 3m plus 1. So note it down up to this point, then I will give you its further solution. Okay, now let us see how to solve it further over here. Okay, now when a is equal to 3q plus 2, the last case. Okay, now when a is equal to 3q plus 2, then a square is equal to 3q plus 2 whole square. Therefore, a square is equal to, again here I will apply the identity of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square, that is 2. Okay, so this gives me a square is equal to 9q square plus 12q plus 4. Now again it is not possible to take 3 common from all these, but if I write this 4, I can split this 4 as 3 plus 1, isn't it? 9 can be written as 3 plus 1. Now from these 3, it is clearly that we can take 3 common. So here I do get 3q square plus 4q plus 1 and then plus 1. Again this I can represent as m. So I can say a square is equal to 3m plus 1. Okay, 3 into something plus 1. So here this is equation number 3, and here definitely I have to write that m is equal to 3q square plus 4q. Okay, so here a square is equal to 3m plus 1. Now this first equation says a square equal to 3m. Second equation says a square equal to 3m plus 1. And this third equation again says a square equal to 3m plus 1. So from these 3 I can say that the square of any positive integer is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer So here I am writing the concluding statement. From first, second and third, the square of any positive integer is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1, 3m or 3m plus 1, 3m plus 1, hence proof. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, now note down your homework. Example 2, 3, 5, and from exercise 1, question number 2nd and 4th. So that is your homework for this lecture. Please note it down. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet in next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you.